Hey, I made a race car program with Python, so let's get into it. Uh, Real fast, I imported Pygame for the actual game window, so all that's going to be happening is I'm going to be clicking and moving around the car on a screen, as well as using user inputs up, down, left, right, down, to move the car. And then tkinter was for the actual window that you will see. Actually, I don't remember if I did use this. It's been a while since I actually made this. Um, oh no, this was for, I needed a message box for when the car crashed, which you'll see in a second. And then import sys for exiting the game, and then pygame menu for the actual in-game menu. It's pretty simple. So a lot of this is from like the basic Pygame setup. So set up a window, background color. This is where initially I'm going to put the car, so it's just dead center. And then I need variables for changing the X and Y coordinates of our image. I added car speed, but I never actually set it up to anything. I was expecting like every time the while loop went through that I would decrease it so it would just slowly move by until it went to a full stop, but I didn't want to finish it. So next, race ends, obvious, self-explanatory. When you don't want to play anymore, the race is ended, or if you exited early, then yeah. Rectangle drag. So in order to get our user input with from our mouse, we're going to need to have a rectangle that they can click on. So that's just going to be around our image. We're going to see that in a second. And then open. This was something I tried and I didn't get it to succeed. So if somebody else wants to take a crack at that, that's cool. So I wanted for the tab, every time I hit tab, it would open the selection window again, the Pygame window. But yeah, I lost interest in that. The basic code is all here. That's all that matters. It does what I wanted it to do. So initially, this is for the car selection. So you have an image. This is our default one. And then we load the image. That's just in case you wanted to quickly play. So we have car num, which would be which car you wanted to pick, and car selection I only have the 3 images because whatever. The images are on my GitHub if you wanted them. So game display, you create your initial window. This is for starting up tkinter. So when you close, you destroy that window, the tkinter window. And then this is for car selection. This is going to be done from our Pygame menu. You'll see it down below. It just selects the one in the array. So yeah, very simple. Car, this is just to update our car image as it goes across the screen. And okay, so next it would be start game. So this is where our actual racing is happening. So we have our global variables, race end, X and Y coordinates, blah, blah, blah. Why did I make these global? That is a good question to ask myself. I could have easily just passed them over. I think I was just lazy again, which is a bad quality to have. I'll get better. But for race end, I did want it to be global just because I wanted multiple places to be able to change this up. And rectangle drag, same idea. The X and Y coordinates I didn't need to set as global. There was no point in that. And yeah, I could have easily just set all of these up internally. But I didn't. Okay, so Pygame, you set a title, you load an image, racecar, convert. So now we're creating a rectangle around our image that we have. So that's for dragging again. So we center the rectangle. Oh, we needed a center point. I think that's just like the basic code for it. I'm pretty sure I just copied and pasted this from whatever the docs said. So next, to actually run Pygame, you need a while loop. So it's constantly listening for events. If event quits happens, then you exit everything, obvious. And then you can read in different values. So key down is just when something's pressed. So if it's the left, right arrows, as well as tab, there's a whole list on their docs if you want to check that out. So I'm just subtracting 5 from each one, depending on which direction you're going. This is just something I saw because I started off with 1 and it was too slow, so I just kept incrementing it until it was fast enough for me to actually see a difference. So once you let go, you set change back to 0 so it doesn't keep additionally adding forever. What else is there? So mouse button down, that's self-explanatory. So when you're clicking and you're holding, this will happen. So it's the same idea with the button pressing, but now with mouse. So when you're moving it around, we're going to get the new positions here, and we're going to add those positions to this offset. And I didn't want them to intermingle just because I thought that might cause an issue. It probably wouldn't, but if you're pressing 2 things at the same time, that would be an issue. Actually, that might still be an issue. That would need to be fixed later. If event.type, yeah, this is just release it. And PyMotion, I'm pretty sure this does the exact same thing as before. Oh, no, this is when it's clicked down. You want to get the initial position. And then this is when it's moving. Yeah. So here we just update our X and Y coordinates in the same way we're doing internally here for the mouse motion. And here we're just checking if our image has gone past a certain threshold, and if it has, we say you crashed, and that's why we needed the window that you'll see later. And if you crash, exit game. That's just setting the background color. This is updating the car image, display updates, and this is where like we actually start our game. So Pygame init, we're starting up our Pygame, and then here we're creating that Pygame window, or the menu that I was talking about before. So just welcome screen, sizes, color, and then here are the inputs that we're going to see. So it's going to be text, input your name, you pick a car, and then it'll pass on that pick to that pick function that we created above, and we'll have that value passed along as well. Well, it won't be passed along, it'll be passed along globally. Play, we start the game. Quit, you quit. And that's it. That's kind of all there is to it. So let's see it. Game. I called it Vroom because I thought it'd be funny. So input your name. Let's take car 2, and then oh no way, it's not working. Give me a second. Oh no, it's not working. Okay, but yeah, you can see that's functioning. Let's see why that didn't work actually. So if I press that, for car 1 it does work. For car 2 it does not work. What is happening? Okay, so I figured it out. What was happening is I was not updating this race car value here, and I wasn't sharing it globally, which is funny because I was talking all this stuff about how like I didn't need these global variables. I still don't need these, but the rest of them I did. So what was happening was this race car value never gets updated. So the initial image that's being created, so this rectangle that's created when you start the game, is set to the first image but not the current image. So we didn't have a rectangle for that, so it wasn't draggable. So if we look at it now, you can see it's moving around. Yep. So that's what I wanted to show you guys, or whoever's watching. The code's down below. Take it, do whatever you want with it. It's yours. See you around. Bye. Hey, so I was looking over my video and I noticed that the actual game was not shown, so I'd add this at the end. So you click, you can drag, move it around, and then this is my key inputs, and then if I go too far, it says crash and it ends. That's it. If you wanted to take the code and play around with it, that's yours too. Goodbye again. This time for sure. Okay, see ya. Bye.